we can see them. They pulled them alongside. They are pretty outstanding boat race.
I'm out here along the Detroit River for some high-speed excitement. It's the APBA Gold Cup Hydroplane Races, and it's an annual event that brings together the fastest boats in the world.
They really flew the boat up there and got way out of the dam. Got away from them there.
The Hydroplane Races is really the oldest motorsport trophy race. It's been here in Detroit for over 100 years, and it's just a great event.
And then there's also a variety of different boats that race as well, correct?
Correct. We have the inflatables, we call it, which are the rubber duckies, and they do about 70 miles an hour.
Oh my.
Then we'll have the vintage boats, which are a mixture of old and some not so old boats.
The sleek ones are the
Offshore boats.
Okay.
And the offshore boats are really used to rough water. The river course that we have here is really conducive more to the hydroplanes, but they're out here, they put on a great show for us, and they're a lot of fun.
And then, of course, the hydroplanes, those are called the unlimited.
Correct.
Not hydroplanes.
The unlimited hydroplanes are the big boys of the hydroplanes.
And they're out there going, what, 200 miles an hour?
Down the straightaway, they'll do 205, 210 miles an hour.
Along the Detroit River, then, there are different variety of places where you can watch this from, correct?
Yeah, there's some parks where you can go and spread out a blanket and your family can have a picnic and be right there for free. There's other areas that are paid for seating where it's more of a corporate entertainment or personal people buying tickets and enjoying the races, a little bit more up close.
And we've got, of course, the grandstand set up.
This is the Roostertail Turn, which everybody loves to be in.
The Roostertail, I've heard that. That is the tight turn,
Correct.
The challenging turn.
And it's right here where you get to overlook the pits, and it's the tightest race in unlimited hydroplane racing throughout the whole circuit.
Oh, wow.
So when the boats come around, often the crowd will get washed down a little bit from the river. It's that close.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can't believe how up close and personal we get to be here. There's a lot of volunteer opportunities here as well.
Yes, correct. This whole race is really put on by a volunteer network. And when I say volunteer, I actually have to pay to be here. It's a minimal fee, it's about $25, but it includes t-shirts and stuff like that. But the bottom line is we volunteer our time for this weekend, and we come out here and put on the race. And there's a couple meetings and activities throughout the year that we do. It's really a lot of fun.
Well, I then want to thank you, Steve. It's a great event.
Thank you.
And I see why it's still 100 years strong. And being down here in the pit crew is really great because you can get an up-close look at all the boats out there. So what's going on behind me, they've got this big crane, and this is how they get the boats in and out of the water. Out there on the river, tell me, what does it feel like?
Well, gosh, it's Detroit, and this time of year, this is such a beautiful city. I think people don't realize there's so much to see and do here. Like this weekend, the boat race, you got Belle Isle across the way, the Detroit River is crystal clear water. I'm from South Florida, but this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I heard you even walk down here from your hotel room sometimes. Is that, yeah?
Yeah, I walked all the way down Jefferson. I never met anybody but pleasant people walking down. But until you get up here, you don't realize there's some wonderful people and a lot of history.
Well, now, so what do you think about this particular course, the Detroit River?
It's one of the most challenging. You know, it represents Detroit. Detroit's a tough comeback city, no matter what you do to it. The Detroit River's the same way, so we love the race course.
So it's got to be like the most exciting feeling in the world when you're actually behind the boat.
Yeah, well it is, and it's funny when you have a second to look up, you see the Ren Center, you see downtown, the Ambassador Bridge. I'm looking around thinking, what a great place to race, what a great place to be. You're looking at people sitting along the shoreline. I mean, this is a weekend to be in Detroit, Michigan.
A technical question, is it a jet?
Yes, it's actually like a turbine jet, which is instead of thrust going out the back of a jet like a regular airplane, this would be the turboprop that would be spinning a prop. In our case, it spins a propeller. So it is a jet, but it's a turbine jet instead of a thrust jet.
So how fast do you guys actually go?
About 200 miles an hour.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And so when you're doing the turns, it's about 70 and you're going 200
Well, actually, you're going into the turn wide open, but just the
geez.
G-forces slow you down. You go into the turn at 200, you come out about 140.
Yeah, that's right. The G-forces, any passing out and all that? No, you just learn to do
Some of these young pups, but not us old guys.
Not you. Well, I congratulate you on
Thank you.
qualifying, and we'll look for you out there racing.
Thank you, and I hope people come up and enjoy Detroit. There's a lot to see.
So the Ross family from Seattle, you come here every year for this event?
Yes, we do.
Now, what's the draw? What is so exciting about it? What makes you come?
Well, the race, of course, but it's more than the race. It's the city. We like the diversity of Detroit, the restaurants, we're staying at an awesome hotel.
We're having a great day down here.
I think the best thing in the world.
The best thing in the world, and you guys got your autographed race flags. Very cool.
Good
We're docked right
entertainment.
over at Keens, and the
Watching
so
the
you
boat
guys
races.
drove up on with your
By
boat.
boat,
By boat, yes.
Stay for the weekend and watch the races. Hey, come on in and see this.
Yeah.
The kids are taking pictures with them and a lot of fun.
And during a break in the race, they've got a jet plane flying by to keep the crowds entertained. Woo! Down here behind the grandstands, they've got the family fun zone set up where they've got all kinds of different things. They've got games kids can play, they've got concession stands, they've got a boat here, which is obviously great for picture taking, and it's just a nice way to take a break from the races. If you're not in the grandstands, there are still many areas along the river where you can get up close and get great looks at the boats and the races, like right behind me.
We've come before we had children every year. And then once we had children, it was a little difficult, but now that they're older and at this age, they really love coming. And this is actually the second year we've come in a row.
It's her first year.
It's her first year.
It's her first year. These sleek boats behind me are the offshore boats. Woo! So Kathy, you are a vintage boat driver. This is your boat?
This is my Jersey skiff, you bet.
It's odd to see a female boat driver out here. I've noticed.
When I first started, I was the only one. I'm not anymore. There are others now.
Yeah.
And these things are a blast to turn. You take and you put it up on its side.
Oh yeah.
And you use the strakes on the boat to bring it around.
So it's like a thrill ride on
Oh, absolutely.
Coming around behind me are the Unlimiteds, and they're racing for the trophy. The APBA Gold Cup Hydroplane Races really turn up the heat along the Detroit River, and it's another thrilling event that happens every year in Detroit.